Hello, I am Melissa Forziat. I'm a keynote speaker, and when I speak, my topic is Take the Doughnut, which is another way to say Carpe Diem. And from time to time, when I do a Take the Doughnut interview with somebody, I'll have a thought that I'm processing as they're talking and answering their questions. And today I wanted to share what I was thinking when I was talking with Timothy Kuryak, who is an Emmy-nominated television executive and also a screenwriter, and his list of credits is astonishing, and you absolutely need to check out that interview and his background. It's amazing. And a word that kept coming up for me when we were talking was the word fluidity. I don't believe it's something that actually got said during the interview, but I think there's something about his path that feels like he was doing a lot of this to find the right place. He was over here and here's where the next opportunity was, and he just sort of steered slightly and found himself moving in different directions. And you know, it's reflected in his credits. It's reflected in the projects that he's put out there in the world. And it's also reflected in some of the interests that he has in projects he wants to work on. That he was able to take a very specific skill set and sort of branch out so broadly because he kept sort of leaning into opportunities that weren't exactly in line with what he had been doing and were moving more towards other things. And before you know it, like, he has this whole varied background in different segments of the industry with different roles that he's played. And I find this fascinating. I think when you approach life with a fluidity, you end up having perhaps some more options available to you, or at least you're willing to consider more options. And I also think it can make it so failure is harder to recognize. Like, well, if you didn't get this, that's okay because you're moving through that and to something else. There's a bit more grace, I think, in the process when you have a fluidity to the opportunities that you go after in life. So I really appreciated being able to have this conversation with Timothy. I found it so inspiring, and he's a really very impressive individual, even though when you're talking with him, he doesn't sort of exude any of that. He stays humble, and he answers things with a smile on his face, and he's telling you amazing stuff about his life. And so it was such a lovely opportunity to be able to dive into his world a little bit. And I hope that you'll all check out that interview with Timothy Kuryak. And in the meantime, to everybody who's watching this, get inspiration and get donuts.